Hey everyone, today we were answering a question you feel every time you go to the market. Why do prices in Ghana shoot up quickly when the cedi falls, but take forever to come down when the cedi gets stronger? Let's break it down in plain language with real examples from the last few years. First, a quick flashback. 2022 was rough. The CDI tumbled and prices raced ahead. By December 2022, headline inflation hit about 54% year on year, and imported goods inflation was even higher, around 62%. You felt it in transport fares, cooking oil, spare parts, and groceries. Then, as policy tightened and the IMF program kicked in, the CDI stabilized and inflation started easing. By mid-2025, inflation was roughly 12%, a big improvement. But did prices fall back as fast as they climbed? No. And here's why. Reason 1, import pass-through. Ghana imports a big share of what we buy: fuel, parts, electronics, even inputs for food. Many of these are priced in dollars. When the cedi weakens, the cedi price of those imports jumps immediately. Traders reprice fast because the next shipment will cost more cedis and they have to protect cash flow. When the cedi strengthens, the math works in the other direction, but slowly because of the next few reasons. Reason 2, replacement cost thinking and tight working capital. Most traders don't have cheap credit lying around. If they sell today at a low price and tomorrow the cedi weakens again, they're stuck, short of cash and unable to restock. So when the cedi falls, they raise prices now to survive the next order. When the cedi improves, they first clear the old expensive stock bought during the weak cedi days before risking price cuts. No one wants to sell at a loss. Reason 3, confidence and risk. Businesses ask, is this stronger cedi for real? Because if it's just a 1-week bounce and they slash prices, they get burned when the currency slips again. So they wait for proof, a few weeks or months of stability before moving prices down. That waiting game adds time to the adjustment. Reason 4, administered and network prices. Some prices move through systems. Think fuel benchmarks, transport fares, school fees, levies, or charges set by groups and regulators. When the cedi weakens, these costs often move up quickly because everyone sees the shock. But coming down takes meetings, approvals, revised schedules, and coordination. That means an upward elevator and a downward staircase. Reason 5, sticky prices and small but real menu costs. Changing prices isn't free. Labels, catalogs, POS systems, online shops, and even customer expectations all take effort to update. Landlords and suppliers don't renegotiate every week. The small frictions add up and slow the downward movement of prices, especially if businesses aren't assured a stronger cedi will last. So what does this mean for your pocket? Here's the practical timeline. When the cedi falls, tomorrow's higher costs hit today's prices. Importers, transporters, and retailers reprice immediately because the next order will bite. When the cedi strengthens, prices ease gradually. Old stock clears. Managers test if the strength is durable, committees meet, and margins recover. That's why your wacky soap and spare parts don't get cheaper the same week the cedi has a rally. Now, what should you watch if you want an early signal that prices may finally cool? Fuel and transport. If pump prices and major transport fares start edging down and stay down for a few cycles, that relief can ripple into food and goods. Exchange rate durability. A stronger cedi that lasts months, not days, gives businesses confidence to commit to lower prices. Competition and promos. More suppliers and real competition speed up price cuts. Look for supermarkets and wholesalers starting promos or price match campaigns. Inflation trend. If headline and food inflation keep gliding down for several reports in a row, retail prices usually follow, slowly, then more visibly. Let us land this in one line. Depreciation bites fast because tomorrow S costs jump into today as prices. Appreciation heals slowly because businesses must clear expensive stock, test if the strength will last, and unwind markups step by step. Ghana's journey from the 2022 spike to the 2025 slowdown shows that pattern clearly. Fast up, slow down. If you found this helpful, share it with a friend who has been asking why prices done fall as fast as they rise. Drop your market experience in the comments what got cheaper for you first and what's still sticky. And if you want to short, prices went up massively in 2022. How much did they fall in 2023? In Ghana, the answer is complicated, but we crunched the numbers and here's what we found. Overall, prices fell by an average of 9% between January and November 2023 compared to the same period in 2022. But that masked big differences across categories. Food prices, a whopping 18% drop, driven mainly by veggies and grains. Non-food items were trickier. Furniture and appliances led with a 21% plunge, but textiles and clothing only dipped by 4%. What explains the difference? Well, furniture and appliances saw massive markups in 2022 due to import costs and exchange rates. Those pressures eased in 2023, so prices fell faster. For textiles and clothing, the 2022 hit wasn't as severe, so the 2023 dip was smaller. Plus, some items actually rose in price. What's behind that? Well, a few categories saw price hikes in 2022 that didn't fully reverse. Items like oils and fats, footwear, and furnishings saw modest drops, while fuels and lubricants bucked the trend with a 3% increase. What's driving that? Fuels are globally expensive right now, and local taxes and distribution add to the pain. Despite the overall decline, prices haven't returned to pre-2022 levels. For example, sugar costs 27% more than in 2021. So while things are getting cheaper, we're not back to where we were. This data is from the Ghana Statistical Services Consumer Price Index report. It covers a wide range of items in major cities. Remember, averages can hide big differences across places and products. If you want more detail, check out our full report online. And don't forget to subscribe to stay on top of Ghana's economy. Now let's discuss what surprises you about these numbers. Which price drops made the biggest difference for you? And which categories need to fall more? Share your thoughts in the comments.